Okay, YouTube's put my links back up so you can download things. Starting with Cornelius Nepos. Themistocles is the first biography. He was the son of Neoclas, or whoever he is, an Athenian. The life of who, when he was going into his youth, was emendated or changed by his great virtues. So all these vices and faults he had early on, they've been emendated or emended, as would say. Adiot, to such an extent that no one to him, antiferator, was held a position before him or was better than him. And few were thought, putenta, to be his par, his equal. 2. But from the initialness, we must start. That's an est with a gerund, meaning must be done. So we must start at the beginning. The father of his was this Neocles fellow, who was generosus. He was born into a good family. He duxited a wife. He married a wife who was a citizen of this place, Acarnanium, whatever that is, from whom, female, was born, Natal says, Themistocles. He who was probatus minus, he was leastly approved by his parents, because he was living too freely, that's a comparative, and he was neglecting the family rem. That's like the estate or their worth and their properties. So he was ex heratus from his father disinherited him. 3. Which thing, this disinheriting, this contumely, this insult didn't break him, but it erected him, made him surge or rise up to the occasion. For when he had thought himself, judged himself, when he was not able to extinguish em, this would be this insult, so he was not able to get rid of this, probably worse than insults, probably something more like disgrace or something. This couldn't be done without the summa industria, without the greatest purpose or resolve. So he dedicated or gave himself, totum se, gave all of himself to Republica, which is what the Latin people call the Republic, and he's a Greek, so it probably just means the Greek society. Diligentius, rather diligently, he was serving his datives, his friends, and his reputation. He was versabator, spent a lot of time, there's the multum for a lot, in the private law courts, the judiciary, private matters, and often he would protobat himself, he'd come forward to show himself in the assemblies of the people. No matter, no major matter, no great matter was garabato, it was done sine ea, without him. Celerator, an easy adverb, quickly, which work was needed, he would discover it, what needed doing, and easily he could explain this in the same way in an oration, so he could discover what needed doing and he could speak about it. Neither was he less promptus, neither was he less ready in gerending rebuses, in carrying out matters which he'd thought up, ex cogendatus, another gerundive thing, because also the pressing matters, de instantibus, things that were pressing, as Thucydides would ate, as he would say, Themistocles could judge these very truly or honestly, and he could conjecture most cunningly, calidissime, about what the future would need doing in the future, I suppose, going back to opus again. Quo factum est. With this done, he became illustrious or famous in a brief period of time. 2. The first, however, moreover, step that he capacended, that was taken in his public role or whatever, was a war with who are these people? The Coricario or someone, to which he was a praetor, he was in charge, factus by the people, he was made a praetor by the people to gerundum, to carry out this war, not only in the present war, but even in other times, future times. He gave to the citizenry or to the city-state that they should be more ferocious. He gave them a bit of a spirit, maybe. 2. 4. Cum pecunia publica. For with public money, which they got from the metals, which is the mines, read about, so this was earning for the state. It was being buried away. This is their yearly amount, the quotanus bit, by largesses or bestowings of the magistrates. So they've squandered it and lost this money. He persuaded the people in a indirect command to build 100 ships for a fleet with pecunia, with that money. 3. Qua affecta, celita, another celita. So which was affected quickly or done quickly? First, he broke the Curtian people. That was the people that went to war with in the first line. And then the next thing he did, he made the sea safe. Consequently, from these guys, maritime pirates, in this action, he ornamented Athens, I'm guessing, with riches. He decorated the city with riches, made them rich. And then even the Athenians he made, there's facet for made, he's the T there. He made the Athenians very expert at naval warfare. 4. Id quante saluti. It's an amount here. This amount of safety was known to the Greeks. Cognitum est means it was known to the universal lot of the Greeks, not just Athens. In the Persian War, would be. For when Xerxes, we all know him, who both land and sea, he brought Baynham to Europe universally with tantus copias, with all these forces, the amount of which was neither before nor afterwards had quisquam ever seen it, or there's no scene there, but which no one else had ever done before or after. 5. 4. Not the number, 4. That's an explanation like since. Of his fleet, there was 1,200 navium longarums. This is this amount of warships. That's what the Romans call warships, are long ships, or like the Cat Stevens song, long boats or something. Of which there was 2,000 following anarium ships. These are ones that are laden with carrying things. Autem, however, or moreover, his terrestrial army, there was DCC amount, which is 700 of peditums, foot soldiers, and there were CCCC of equitums. There was 4,000 knights, or cavalry. 6. Of whose his arrival, when his reports of the rumours, the farmer was perlated, was brought into Greece, and especially Athens. It was said that he was seeking, on account of the Battle of Marathon. They sent to Delphi consultum. It's a verb of motion again anyway. They've sent someone there to Delphi's where they got that oracle. So that quidnam, what they should do in these circumstances so they could find out. Okay, so set up the daily dictionary. A navis longa, a ship of war. And there's a Livy for an example. An onaria is a transport. This is, and there's a Mercatorium of Plautus. There's a bunch of different types of ships. It's all in Lewis and Short. The Pythia, it's not a python, it's a prophet, responded to the people who were deliberating for an answer or deciding what needed to be done, that they should, another respondent with another, is a command again, they should fortify their monobuses, their walls, or they should fortify themselves with wooden walls. Okay, so the command is fortify yourself. The indirect command is the Python said to fortify it. This response, quo valeret cum intelligeret no one, when no one was able to understand what it was about, Themistocles persuaded them a statement. The plan of Apollo was, with the purpose, that they should convert themselves into ships and sewer in their people. 4. It was signified by the god that this was what the murum lignium was. They use this construction a lot here when they use colons in English to go back into reported statements. 8. With such a plan approved, they added to their earlier amounts toted them the same amount of trireme ships and all their junk, which they were able to move. Part would go to Salamis, and part they would deport to Tarrant. What's that place? Starts with the T and has a Z in it. So that's it for the day. The citadel to the priests and a few people who were older or birth. They could take over the procuring for the sacred rites, and they left the rest of the oppidum.